In the chaos of war, some heroes fight with rifles, others with tanks. But today, we're talking about a hero whose only weapons were courage, medical supplies, and an unshakable will to protect her patients. This is the incredible story of a lone medic who turned a simple aid station into an impenetrable fortress. Our story begins in a small, battered town caught in the crossfire of a brutal conflict. At its heart was a makeshift medical post run by a young medic named Alina. It wasn't much, just a few rooms in a shelled-out schoolhouse, but to the wounded soldiers and terrified civilians who found their way there, it was a sanctuary. Alina worked tirelessly, patching up wounds, setting broken bones, and offering what little comfort she could. Her resources were dwindling, and help was a distant dream. Then the unthinkable happened. Enemy forces began their final push to seize the town. Their objective was clear: take everything, leave nothing. The medical post, a symbol of hope, was directly in their path. The remaining defenders of the town were forced to fall back, urging Alina to evacuate with them. "It's a lost cause," they told her. "You can't save them all. Save yourself." But Alina looked at the faces of her patients: the young soldier who just had surgery, the elderly woman with a severe infection, the little girl who had lost her parents. Leaving them was not an option. As the sound of approaching armor grew louder, a steely determination took hold. If they wanted her medical post, they would have to tear it down brick by brick. With the help of a few lightly wounded soldiers who refused to leave her side, Alina began to transform her clinic. They didn't have sandbags, so they used sacks of flour and rice from the pantry. They barricaded windows with overturned beds and heavy desks. They shattered the remaining light bulbs in the hallways, plunging the corridors into darkness, giving them an advantage against anyone who dared to enter. Every entry point was turned into a deadly choke point, with makeshift traps and obstacles. The first assault came at dusk. A squad of enemy soldiers tried to storm the main entrance. They expected an easy fight against a defenseless medic. What they found was a labyrinth. From the shadows, Alina and her small band of defenders fought back. They didn't have much ammunition, but they made every shot count. They used the element of surprise, the confusing layout, and their knowledge of every nook and cranny to repel the attack. The stunned soldiers retreated, leaving their wounded behind. The enemy commanders were furious. How could a single medic hold them off? They sent a larger force, this time with heavier equipment, determined to crush this pocket of resistance. The siege began in earnest. For 2 days and 2 nights, the medical post was under constant fire. Explosions rocked the foundation and bullets tore through the walls. Inside, the situation was desperate. Medical supplies were nearly gone. The generator had failed, plunging them into total darkness, save for a few battery-powered lamps. Alina moved through the chaos like a phantom, tending to new injuries under fire, rationing the last of the bandages and morphine, and whispering words of encouragement to keep morale from shattering. She was no longer just a medic. She was a commander, a strategist, a guardian angel armed with a scalpel and a rifle. On the third day, a lull in the fighting brought an eerie silence. A voice boomed through a loudspeaker, demanding their surrender. "Come out with your hands up. You are surrounded. You cannot win." Elena's heart pounded. She looked at her exhausted, wounded defenders. They were out of food, almost out of water, and down to their last few bullets. Surrender seemed like the only logical choice, but then she looked at her patients again. Surrendering meant handing them over to an enemy that had shown no mercy. She grabbed the radio, her voice shaking but firm. "This is a medical facility under international protection," she broadcasted, hoping against hope someone was listening. "We have wounded non-combatants here. We will not surrender." What happened next is the stuff of legends. Just as the final, overwhelming assault was about to begin, the sound of friendly reinforcements thundered in the distance. The tide of the battle for the town had turned, inspired in part by the fierce, impossible stand at the medical post. Elena's defiant broadcast had been heard. When relief forces finally broke through and reached the schoolhouse, they found a scene of utter devastation. But amidst the rubble, Elena was still there, still tending to her patients. She had held the line. She had turned a simple aid station into a fortress and saved every single life under her care. Her story serves as a powerful reminder that true strength isn't just about firepower. It's about courage, compassion, and the refusal to give up, even when all hope seems lost. Thanks for watching. If you were inspired by this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tales of incredible bravery. See you next time.